Let's go to the eastern part of Nigeria. The frontline candidates for the November 6 Anambra governorship election had called for dialogue. They've actually called for dialogue with the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, a group agitating for the secession of the southeast from Nigeria. Speaking on issues bordering on security during a debate on Tuesday and how to tackle the issues of secession and agitations by the IPOB, the candidates agreed that they neither condemn nor support the agitations of the group, but insisted that their agitations could be tackled through dialogue, creation of jobs, and also youth empowerment. But the question is this the right step to returning peace to the region currently ravaged by criminal activities?
Well, that's a big question. And to answer that and more, we have joining us this morning constitutional lawyer and public affairs analyst, Barrister C.C. Chukwudi. Good morning, Barrister. Welcome to the program. Now, it's barely 4 days to the election and the tension keeps getting high. What is the atmosphere currently like in the state of Anambra as we speak?
Indeed, we must say the atmosphere is highly tensed up. From what we can observe and the presence of the security agencies, military men, police officers, civil defense, and all other things, the tension is highly going up. And the people of the state are becoming excessively abrasive. And then you should know what the situation will be on the side of the people who are the contenders. So from what we observe from these particular days, particularly from this week, we notice a heavy presence of a security and preparations from one party to another in order to ensure that the election moves swiftly. And what we've also noticed is that there is a growing insecurity from one area to another, over and above what we used to have before now. So, and we notice that this may, just like during the debate, one of the contenders mentioned that it is indeed politically motivated. And we could see the implications of that. Lives are lost, properties are destroyed, and people are becoming so conscious of their lives and properties. So from what we see so far, the environment is highly tensed up. And you can see many people are scampering for safety in one way or the other. Just the other day, one of the persons who are contending for the post of the governorship was airing online, and he was showing the people of the world that there was a sound of gunshots or sounds of gunshots behind the scene. And that's what he was saying was not actually incorrect. It was the truth. Within the few days from now, these whole things will fizzle out. That is the position now.
Wow. All right. Well, voter apathy is something we need to look into as well ahead of the elections. But voter apathy looks set to be a major challenge in this election. And no thanks to the security threats, just as you've also highlighted in the state and concerning the region. But let me quickly show you something. A quick survey by SBM Intelligence on what the people are saying about the election. Lots of people are actually expressing their thoughts and their views. Now, some, especially looking at 54%, are saying that they're not going to vote. Why? Reasons? Because of IPOB. 26% is saying they've actually lost faith in politics or even in the candidates, if you put it that way. 9% are afraid that it's going to be rigged. You also have 6% saying security reasons. 5% is saying they have one or two other reasons why they will not vote. So these are the reasons. But going by this survey, would you say that the frontline candidates echoing for dialogue with IPOB is actually the right thing to do at this moment?
Let me say that that particular opinion must also be politically motivated. Yes, but that is the only reason that augurs properly to a common sense. Because what we noticed so far from the agitation, from the inception of the state agitation, is that there is need to look at the prospect of these people, the essence of the agitation, why they are making and issuing such threats, and in order to bring them home with the tenet of what is required in the development of the society and the country in general.
Okay,
So it is why they are at the frontliners, and they want people not to see them as against the wishes of the masses. So from what you said so far, from the analogy of statistical extrapolations, it shows indeed that people are showing serious apathy on the reasons on coming out to vote. The reason is obvious. Because of the threat, because of the threat of the life and property, security is not assured. People were told that if you come out to vote, you will be killed. If you come out to vote, you will be harmed. And nobody wants to be harmed, particularly where government will not cushion or outset their sufferings in any particularly when it is occasioned by coming out to vote. So, look, one of the reasons why the government has been urged not to over-militarize the society is not to create an undue fear to the electorate, so that they can freely come out and freely cast their vote and freely wait so that the vote will be counted and they see the result. However, where such freedom is not fully guaranteed, people cannot risk their lives in order to come out, vote, wait, and cast their vote and wait for the result. So what is increasing in apathy is only but security reasons. And then secondly, it tilts towards what is generally obtainable. Many people have said that no matter how they cast their vote, however they vote or whichever candidate they choose, that in quotes, the person who would win has already been chosen. But we know that that can only be a speculation. And we would not want to dabble into such speculation, because in during the electioneering campaign, many people had made people to believe that this election had already been rigged, particularly when there is a position where people can now, where there is no collection of results, but electronic transmission of results or any other means deemed it by INEC. And people are saying that can occasion a simple rigging, meaning that when accreditation is done, people can easily be intimidated, and then they go home and the result can be sent through electronic means. We know
Barrister, you just made mention of INEC. I need to come in at this point. You made mention of INEC. Now, INEC says that the Anambra election is a test run for the 2023 election, as it looks to create over 56,000 new polling units around the country. This is the first expansion of polling units since 1999. Yeah. Are we really on track in achieving this very huge feature?
You see, why would Anambra State be used as a lab test, as a lab rat, where some of these critical issues that has not been tested nationwide, that will be tested? Where is the education? You see, policies are not just meant to be made and be carried out. Policies are made, people are educated on the terms and the conditions of the policy, so that people will be abreast and at home with that type of policies. Now, why are you testing this particular, why are you test running this policy which you will execute in 2023 in Anambra State in 2021? Within the spaces of about 72 hours, where people are not allowed to voters education, people are not given access to know what is required of them and how this thing work either in their favor or against them. So what we are saying is that you don't need to test run such a huge policy in a state as small as Anambra State, when you know that no other state has been able to test run such a thing, and you know that it will be perfect when you implement it in the year 2023. So I am totally averse to that decision, and that is my opinion, and I am entitled to that.
All right, thank you so much, Barrister C.C. Chukwudi, for joining us here on Breakfast Central. We always appreciate your input. Thank you.